Yes everyone, thank you for tuning into another video. As always, it's a pleasure. Before I get into it, if you get any value from the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you've got any thoughts, ideas, questions, please leave in the comment section down below. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Wim Hof method. I've been doing the Wim Hof method for about 4 years now. Not really consistently every single day, but pretty consistently, especially throughout the winter when it's easier to get proper cold exposure, because obviously in the summer it's not as easy. I currently do outdoor swimming in an outdoor swimming pool throughout the winter. I've got a at-home ice bath I use from time to time at my dad's house, who's got a garden, and I think it's a fantastic modality for mental health. I actually did a Wim Hof workshop about coming up to I think 4 years ago now here in London, and ever since then it's something I've been a massive fan of. Splitting the two things up separately, so the Wim Hof method essentially is a breathing technique then mixed with some sort of cold exposure. So just, separate modalities. I think even if you just do cold exposure, typically cold water exposure, or you just do breath work, even without merging them into one thing, they're fantastic tools to improve your mental health and improve your health overall. I think they're both very underutilized. When it comes to the cold exposure, for me it's one of the simplest hacks in order to improve your state of mind. There's lots of scientific evidence backing this up now. There's a really great podcast called the Huberman Lab by a gentleman called Andrew Huberman, who's the professor of neurology at Stanford University in America, I believe. And he's got a podcast on cold exposure, talking about all the hormonal benefits, concentration improvements, etc., etc. The science is conclusive. It will improve you from a cognitive perspective, as well as from a physical perspective. Apparently, I haven't looked into this too much, but it's quite well known some cold exposure can be good from that perspective also. When it comes to the breathing, I think breathing deeply is very underutilized. When you think about it, breathing is probably the most important thing that we do, but very rarely do we sit there and really focus on it. And as a yoga instructor, someone who's done lots of breath work, done many breath work workshops, talking from my own experience, sitting down and doing an extended period of time focusing on the breath. So you can do the Wim Hof breath work in about 15 minutes, maybe even a little bit less, but I've been in rooms and done breath work for an hour, and you get this real sense of nourishment, energy and clarity and confidence. And I think mixing them together is fantastic. So the Wim Hof method I would highly recommend on so many levels. For me, put all the sort of scientific stuff to the side, which is proven in terms of the mental benefits, the physical benefits, etc., etc. For me, one of the most important, if not the most important aspect of the cold exposure, I would say, is we live in this world of too much comfort, where you feel that maybe you're slightly fragile. And when you jump in the water and it's fucking freezing and you can't wait to get out, but then you come out and you feel good, what starts happening is you start to realize that the things you tell yourself you can't do or they're too difficult actually in the long run might make you feel better. And embracing discomfort, in my opinion, is a very important part of overcoming a mental health barrier or a mental health hurdle, because I think we live in a world of too much comfort. Life's too easy, and even though it's supposed to make us feel better, I actually think it's holding us back. And for me, that's the biggest takeaway from doing the cold water exposure and the cold water swimming. You run towards the things that you think are going to bring you a little bit of pain, which they are. But what I'm starting to realize is things that are hard in the short term make life easier in the long term. So the Wim Hof method, I would highly recommend it. Check it out if you've never heard of it, or you're thinking about doing one of the online courses or something similar. I think it's a priceless tool for your mental health toolkit. Anyway, I hope that was valuable. And like I said, any thoughts, questions, please leave them in the comments section down below. Have a great day, and until next time, peace.